Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Kung nasaan ka man sa mundo, welcome to Sinigang Society. Sigurado ako karamihan sa mga Pilipino na nanonood sa ibang bansa gaya ng New Zealand, Australia, Singapore, UAE o even Amerika, nag-ibang bansa kayo dahil mataas ang sahod bilang empleyado. Well, kagaya ko. Andito ako sa New Zealand, nurse ako dahil mas mataas ang sahod ko dito kumpara sa Pilipinas. Pero mga kasinigang, naisip nyo ba na magnegosyo? Isa ba kayo sa mga Pilipino na may kapital pero hindi nyo alam kung paano magsimula o takot kayong magsimula? O isa ba kayo sa mga Pilipino na gustong-gustong magnegosyo pero hindi nyo alam kung paano gagawin? Ang episode na ito mga kasinigang ay para sa inyo dahil ngayong araw na ito kasama ko sa studio ang isa sa kauna-unahang Filipino business broker dito sa Auckland. We have Darwin Jokino. Hey Darwin, welcome to Sinigang Society.
Hello. Thank you for the invite.
Pa-introduce mo muna yung sarili mo sa ating mga kasinigang. Sino ba si Darwin?
Hello, everyone. My name is Darwin Jokino. I'm a business broker here in Auckland, New Zealand.
And
So, welcome.
yeah, welcome Darwin. Darwin, taga saan ka sa Pilipinas at anong taon ka nag-move dito sa New Zealand?
Sa Pilipinas, is taga Dagupan, Pangasinan ako.
Oh, Luzon.
Yes.
Pangasinan, Luzon. Yeah. 4 hours away sa amin sa Pampanga. Nung huling uwi ko. Hindi ko lang alam ngayon. Sobrang traffic na daw sa atin.
Yes. 2012, early 2012, dumating ako.
2012. Anong culture shock mo nung pagdating mo dito sa New Zealand?
Well, apart from tahimik pagdating, kasi galing nga ng medyo city life, siguro isa sa mga culture shock is yung nagpapagasolina na ako ng car. Kasama ko yung pinsan ko. And then nag-aantay ako ng lalapit para ipump yung gas. Pero apparently, you have to do it yourself.
Yeah. Wala pala tayong gas boy dito sa New Zealand, no? So yun yung parang culture shock mo, no? Pero sa Pilipinas kasi parang bababa mo lang yung bintana mo.
Yep.
May magpapump na, no? Boss, ano sa'yo? Diesel? O
Yeah.
ano?
91. Yeah.
91 ka ba? Darwin, yung bang line of work mo is into business na since from the start?
Hindi naman. Nag-start rin kasi ako in medical field as a nurse sa Philippines.
Nice,
So,
nice.
graduated as a nurse and licensed din ako sa Philippines. But then I studied here sa New Zealand. Nag-start ako in 2012 and studied business. And while studying, I'm working sa rest home. And then nagkaroon ako ng opportunity na mag-work din sa mga cafes and restaurants. So I guess dun na-trigger yung passion or yung interest ko with the business.
Nice. Na-share mo sa akin before na yung mom mo used to own a meat shop and partly may occasion din doon na part ka din ng pagbebenta. Tingin mo isang factor din yon kung bakit nasa field ka ngayon ng business?
Yes, I think nakatulong din yun yung parents ko was running meat shop before and hindi lang naman meat shop but then they've tried other businesses then like sa mga bigas, mga ganon and sa mga ice cream. Yeah, they've run that for many years and then tumutulong din kami doon sa business na yun nung bata pa. Nagbenta rin ako ng meat and then ice cream at a young age and then hindi ko alam na nagdo-door knocking na pala ako at a young age selling ice
Nagbebenta ka
cream.
na pala. May ano ka ba doon? May porsyento ka ba pag ikaw nakabenta o wala? Diretso sa kaha.
Diretso sa kaha din
Diretso sa kaha. Oo. Kasi yung iba na para, pag nabenta mo yan, may piso ka kada ice candy.
Oh, allowance lang galing kay mama.
May extra allowance.
Yeah.
Ngayon, Darwin, kapag may nakikita ka na business owner, ano yung tumatakbo agad sa isip mo as a business broker?
I'm actually proud na may mga Filipino na nagbi-build na ng business dito sa New Zealand. And it's more of, ang naiisip ko is how are they trying to keep up business? Operationally, marketing, as a business owner themselves. Obviously, as a business broker myself, yung thinking ko is how can I be able to help them in the future?
Tama.
Kasi if they're just starting, like micro business pa lang sila, and then they're growing eventually, then I think that's where I needed to come in, help them in order for them to capitalize na maayos, maibenta na maayos yung business nila in the future.
In the future. Iba talaga yung mindset kasi parang pinag-aralan mo yung business. So, you see a businessman, ang daming sangay. Kumbaga, marketing, employees, staffing. Kasi ako, wala naman akong idea sa business. So, ang naisip ko agad, mayaman to. Kasi
Yes.
may negosyo.
Yeah.
Nagninegosyo.
Yeah. Typically, back then sa Philippines, pag nakakita ako ng mga business owners, tingin ko sa kanila mayaman agad. May kaya.
May kaya. May negosyo
may
no?
negosyo, may kaya. But then na-realize ko na they're trying to do that because they wanted to be self-employed or be their own boss. And
Kung mawala sa 7 to 5 na routine.
yeah,
karamihan.
kumbaga mawala ka sa 7 to 5 or 9 to 5 routine. And then some do still keep their jobs din naman while running a business.
As part of a business broker, mainly yung job mo is to help sell or buy a business.
Yes.
Karamihan sa ating mga Pilipino, kapag may nakikita na isang negosyo ay binibenta, ang nasa isip agad natin, nalulugi to, kaya niya binibenta. As a business broker, can you enlighten us about that idea? Ano ba yung mga factor bakit ang isang negosyo ay binibenta?
There's a lot of factors involved when a business is getting sold sa market. Hindi porke binibenta siya is nalulugi na yung business. And some of them are just mainly retirement. Kasi obviously yung owner has already done everything sa business. Kumita na sila ng malaki and there's no succession plan na iplano nila for their exit sa business. As a business broker myself, doon ako papasok to help them out to get a buyer for that business. The other reason for selling a business is capitalizing on business itself. Obviously, if the business is making profit and they wanted to sell yung business nila at a higher value, then there are things that we consider in the market. We call it market multiples. Depende sa industry ng business. And doon na-value yung mga business depending on the whole price.
So do you mean kapag possible na isang strategy siya ng isang businessman na kapag ka nasa peak or parang maganda na yung mga values or yung maganda na yung numbers ng business niya, it's like parang isa sa strategy nila is ibenta yung business while nasa peak or pa-peak yung business?
Yes, dapat ganun talaga ang ginagawa.
Okay.
Maraming business owners na alam yung gagawin. Pinaplan talaga nila yung exit nila. And then patataasin nila yung performance ng business operationally, profitability, and there's a lot of things to make the business profitable and then yung value tumaas. Say yung managed na siya, fully managed or even semi-managed business, meron kang employees in place, then lahat ng employees mo is alam yung ginagawa and then you can actually operate the business outside of the business. Parang hindi ka masyadong pumapasok dun sa business or hindi ka pumapasok sa, say for example, sa cafe, masyadong pumapasok sa cafe, pero fully managed siya. Then that's where the value comes in. And also, obviously, there's one thing that makes the value higher is if yung lease din ng business is a bit longer pa. So,
and possible din siguro na parang portfolio building, like parang
Yes.
napalago, isa ako sa nagpalago ng negosyo na to. And then like sa businessman community, that can be one of their portfolio kaya siguro nagbebenta sila ng business.
yes. Yung iba din is binibenta yung business nila for another opportunities to buy another business. So, they wanted to sell yung smaller business nila, which is already profitable. And then this business owner will buy another bigger business on a different, maybe it's in the same industry or different industry then. But it's really depend on them.
Yeah. Mga kasinigang, tandaan nyo yan, hindi lahat ng negosyong binibenta ay nalulugi. Kasi maraming mga factor. So wag po tayo matatakot bumili ng mga binibentang negosyo.
Not all business has a happy story.
Kahit successful na ang business.
Yes, kasi a lot of them are personal reasons, personal exit. And some of them are retirement, old age. Some of them are smart investments then. But then, especially if there's like multiple owners sa isang business and then say hindi sila nagkakasundo,
Oo.
they wanted to sell the business na lang.
Kahit gaano pa ka-successful, no, kung hindi
Yes.
rin naman maganda or yung relationship masyado na naapektuhan.
Yeah.
So may mga private matter din pala. Kaya
Yeah.
bakit nagbebenta ng negosyo.
Yeah.
Darwin, naniniwala ka ba na we Filipinos can excel and be an effective business owners?
Yes, very much. Kasi marami naman sa atin Filipinos is very talented, hardworking, resilient. Sa Pilipinas nga, di ba, makakita ka ng mga vendors ng mga chicharon sa mga bus, ganun.
Titinda ng mani, umaandar yung bus, pero
Yeah.
mani,
Oh,
kakanin, di ba? Mga
kahit binebenta na lang.
Mm.
And that's business,
Mm.
yung mga ganun. You come up with something na small,
Mhm.
and then you just keep on growing it.
Mm.
It's still business.
Kasi naalala ko, may naka-podcast kami last time na parang she's tired of hearing Filipinos being tagged as a worker.
Yeah.
Kasi parang daw, we're looking for Filipinos kasi they are great worker. Parang gusto naman daw niya, I'm looking for a Filipino business partner because they're really good in business. So parang maganda yung sinabi mo na magtitinda ng mani kasi all walks of life, kahit gano'ng kahirap or gano'ng kayaman, feeling ko na Filipinos are made for business. Mabanggit ko lang kasi natandaan ko nung sa Civica nung pinag-aralan namin. Meron tayong barter system na tinatawag. Like parang pre-colonial pa ng mga Spanish. Philippines is one of the most important barter system sa Asia. Kasi diba ang dami nating island.
Yeah.
Even before ma-establish pa siguro yung Philippines, we have Butuan, we have Manila, Palawan, Cebu. And yung Southeast Asian country, nagbi-business na tayo ever since. I think we trade gold, trade pearl.
Yes.
I think ang biggest kabarter natin nun or kanegosyo natin nun is China.
Yes, Asia.
Like Asia, buong Asia, di ba? And alam ko yung main product na binabalik-balikan ng China sa atin ay beeswax kasi ginagamit nila for their religious for religious purposes. So ever since, dun pa lang makikita mo na kung gaano tayo ka-effective and ka-reliable na businessman o mga na business country.
Yeah. Dun pa lang makikita mo na how Filipinos can work as a trader. Then, yeah.
Ngayon, 2026 dito sa New Zealand, sa mga Filipinos, ano sa tingin mo, bakit tayo nag-struggle mag-step 1 sa negosyo?
I think one of the reason is some of the Filipinos start here in New Zealand kasi as a migrant din, trying to get the status ng resident.
Tama.
And obviously, you'll need to find an employment, diba? A stable job, and then eventually get that status na magkaroon ka ng residency. Sometimes yung iba kasi is once they get their residency, nai-stack up na rin sila with their employment hanggang sa nawawala na rin yung interest on finding a business or yung dream nila na magkaroon ng sariling business on their own or just being a boss themselves.
Maganda yung sinabi mo kasi ngayon ko na-realize, sa family namin, feeling ko ako yung first line generation na nag-abroad. And kung tatanungin mo ako nung nandito ako, nung unang dating ko dito sa New Zealand, ang goal ko talaga is mas maging stable. And being stable as an immigrant is you secure your residency, your citizenship. Kaya siguro medyo hindi natin napapansin yung pagiging negosyante natin.
And even for me, myself, normally kasi ang naapektuhan din yung mga first migrants na dumadating sa isang country. And I myself, yung goal ko lang din naman before was to get the status ng residency. No future plans, but to get a stable job. But staying in a country for that long, for so long then, maybe you've been in a country for 10 years or more, you have to think about your family, yung future generations. Kung ano yung may papasa mo sa kanila. Say, property or business na pwede mong pagkakitaan. It's a generational wealth na pwede nyo i-continue as a family. Especially here, dito sa New Zealand, kasi 5 million pa nga lang tayo dito eh. It's more than 5 million, di ba? And sort of, it's a competitive space ng mga migrants. And hindi lang naman tayo mga Filipino ang dumarating. There's people from
other countries,
from all walks of life. May mga super skilled, may mga middle skilled, and maraming magagaling out there.
And siguro maraming mga kasinigang na natatakot na magnegosyo. Pero para lang sa kaalaman nyo, number 3 ang Filipinos.
Yes.
Na pinakamarami in terms of numbers as immigrant dito sa New Zealand. So kung gusto mong magnegosyo na related into Filipino or Philippines, I think it's the best. We are like the best market na ito yung time na simulan mo o kung may gusto kong gawin, simulan mo.
Yeah, we're the 3rd largest Asian community na growing dito sa New Zealand. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say. But then, obviously is the Chinese and then the Indians and then
Filipinos. Yeah.
But then, these generation kasi this year, like bumababa na yung um, migrants from other countries din, yung mga Chinese. And yung Filipinos is growing. So there's ano,
Lumalaki yung market
lumalaki
natin.
yung market natin, and there's an opportunity for us to be the top one
Yeah.
in the future.
Hindi yun malayo kasi natatandaan ko siguro 2012 ilan lang ang Pilipino daw niyan. Ngayon number 3 na tayo, di ba?
Yes.
Kung may mga Filipino na nanonood sa atin ngayon, Darwin, na gustong magnegosyo and you will encourage them, ano yung tingin mo na may miss out nila being an employee kumpara sa kung ipupursue talaga nila yung business?
I guess a lot of current business owners na nagbe-benefit from it is yung mga tax benefits from government. That's just one of it. And wealth creation, obviously. Yung opportunity to provide employment sa mga Filipinos din. So
Because you can hire, kung maging accredited ka, you can hire your fellow kababayan, no?
Yeah. So pwede ka mag-hire ng Filipinos from overseas or Filipinos within New Zealand. Yeah.
Recently, Darwin, meron kang na-encounter or meron kang natulungan na Filipino na bumili ng isa sa pinakasikat na Asian store dito sa Auckland. Kamusta yung transaction nyo nun?
The transaction went really well. They successfully owned the business. There's a lot of factors that we needed to consider. But then, yung location na yun was really meant for Filipino, actually. Kasi
Saan gawin to ng Auckland? Pwede ba sabihin?
Pakuranga.
Pakuranga. Uy, malapit lang sa atin.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
pwede sabihin yung pangalan ng shop?
Yeah. So, DH Supermarket.
DH
Pakuranga.
Supermarket.
It was a successful sale for the new Filipino owners kasi it's an opportunity for them to take over a new market.
Yeah.
And hindi naman kilala ang Filipinos owning a medium to large scale.
Kasi nakita ko yan, malaki yan yung DH. And it's not just for Filipinos, like parang
It's
whole Asian
yeah.
Grocery or
it's meron siyang fruit and veggie
fruit
and
veggie.
grocery. I would say na good opportunity for Filipinos to take over yung ganung market here in New Zealand. Kasi
kaya naman natin
kayang-kaya talaga. Yeah.
Ano yung nakita mong value nung Filipino na yun na bumili ng Asian store na tingin mo will benefit if we would like to own a business?
I think nakita ko sa kanila na they've been looking for business for a long time, and marami silang businesses na in-applyan din. But then this one happened to nagland sa kanila. There's a reason why this business landed sa kanila. Masasabi ko lang na they've really pushed on trying to get this sale successful for them kasi they had the vision to make it work for them.
Nung pino-profile mo si Kabayan na bibili ng Asian store, ano yung usually na tinatanong mo? Tinatanong mo ba sila bakit grocery store, bakit Asian store? Ano yung mga set of questions na usually tinatanong ni Darwin?
So normally kapag bina-background check namin yung mga interested buyers sa isang business kasi is we normally ask what their background is, kung ano yung industry na pinag-workan nila. Or if they're currently running other businesses, how will they fund this business? Are they gonna finance it? Or they do have certain cash na save na nila? Or are they gonna get it from an equity sa house? Or are they gonna partner up with someone else just to fund the business? Ganun.
It answers yung question na parang hindi mo din kailangan ng malaking amount para mag-start ng negosyo. Kasi you've mentioned about partnership with other maybe businessman or getting equity sa bahay. So, would you encourage like people or kababayan natin with small amount? Kasi usually barrier yun If para sa akin, nakita ko na this business is for 30K. I don't have 30K. I only have 15K. And then nag-reach out ako sa'yo. So, there are other options for me to buy that business?
Yeah, there's other options to work out in order to get the business naman. So there's also an option we can go into the vendor finance then, and the vendor could lend you some money to purchase the business.
Mm.
But obviously, there's gonna be terms involved with that,
Mhm. Mhm.
and there's also interest involved with that.
And then there's also banking,
Yeah,
finances.
banking options,
Mhm.
personal loans. But then, yeah,
Would you encourage, like, kunwari, kami ni Noel, gusto namin magnegosyo. Would you encourage, like, kababayan to tie up sa mga kaibigan nila na parang they have the same goal na magnegosyo and feeling nila itong negosyo na to ay para sa akin? Ano yung difference nun sa individual buying as a business rather than group?
it's the same as when you're buying a property.
Mm.
Then you can actually partner up with
Mm.
friends or family in order to buy that business. If you're in the same boat sa vision ninyo in buying the business, yung partner mo is nagja-jive sa goals mo din as an individual, then you can work on partnering up in order to fund the business.
For someone listening right now, how much money do they realistically need to buy a business? So parang depende kung anong gusto mong negosyo, di ba?
Yeah, depende nga yung when it comes to kung ano yung meron ka as cash on hand.
Like, kung alam ko na kung ano yung gusto kong negosyo, ano yung mga factor na dapat pa nating i-consider na yung business broker will help me? Like, location-wise?
When it comes to yung specific business, regardless kung alam mo na yung gusto mo or hindi on a specific industry, some buyers would look into future earnings ng business. Ano ba yung business kapag wala yung owner? Nag-ooperate ba siya ng maayos? Yung mga employees ba is ginagawa yung trabaho nila? Profitable ba yung business even if wala yung owner? Or even if you are there to work in the business, how is it operationally?
Because you wanna see a business na nagwo-work siya kahit wala ka. Would you consider that passive na ba yun?
It's hard to say na passive kasi you will still be involved.
Yeah.
Unless investor ka, parang shareholder ka lang.
You just leave your money and then they will make it grow, no?
Yeah, but then in any small SME, small to medium enterprise, normally kasi is involved naman talaga ang mga owners. We call it owner-operated.
In general, kung ikaw, Darwin, magnenegosyo ka, ano yung 3 negosyo na tingin mo magandang pasukin bilang Pilipino dito sa New Zealand?
In general, siguro, if I were to encourage Filipinos to get into the business, yung common ones is within the healthcare industry, education, which is yung mga childcare.
Maganda nga rin yan.
And then also, Filipinos can sell anything. So maybe retail. And very hospitable. So yeah, restaurants, which is already happening here in New Zealand.
Madami mga Filipino na magulat ka. Filipino pala may-ari ng restaurant na to.
Yeah.
The other thing na maganda sinabi mo is childcare.
Yeah.
Sobrang, sa mga nanonood sa atin, sobrang halaga ng childcare dito sa New Zealand.
Yeah.
So patok din talaga ang childcare. And the other one is healthcare. Ano sa tingin mo yung possible sa healthcare?
Possibilities sa healthcare, I think when it comes to healthcare, is very broad. Ang daming pwedeng pasukin.
Dami, no?
So just one thing is just owning a rest home. Small rest home, maybe ilan ang capacity mo nun? Siguro mga 40 beddings, mga ganun.
Or agency.
Yes.
Yeah,
correct.
like agency of like manpower, like
Yeah.
agency ka ng mga nurses.
Correct.
That can be a business, right?
That's still a business, and you can start that as well. So also when it comes to healthcare as well, alam niyo sa Driving Miss Daisy? Have you seen that? Yeah, that's one thing then. Also medical equipment. You could sell medical equipment.
Darwin, do you believe owning a business is one of the fastest way para maging successful at mayaman ka dito sa New Zealand?
Yes, it could help you generate wealth, but you have to be really consistent sa work mo, sa craft mo. Kasi ang business is a cash flow. You get paid.
Yeah.
You get paid once you start making the business really profitable. Compared sa property kasi, it's more of like a mortgage. You get tied up sa mortgage, and binabayaran mo actually yung
mortgage
week per week. But then when it comes to business, you are able to pay yourself in a weekly manner if in case profitable siya.
And yung
Yeah.
difference naman nun sa employee is, napansin ko kasi, habang nag-overtime ako na nag-overtime, mas lumalaki yung tax ko as an employee.
Correct. Yeah.
So yun siguro yung downside
Yes.
ng employee, no?
Dito sa New Zealand kasi, there is PAYE,
Mm.
diba? Pay as you earn
Mhm.
sa mga employees. And the more you earn money and the more hours you put into it, obviously,
The more
the more
tax.
tax in
Darwin, ano yung usually na nare-respond mo or kapag nakarinig ka na, oh, business is not for me, I'm just a nurse, I'm just a tradee, or I'm just a caregiver, it will not work for me. Pero gusto naman nila magnegosyo.
Yeah, most of the time, business is not for everyone naman eh. And sometimes that individual is sometimes hindi pa sila ready to jump into that entrepreneurship. So yeah, nurse lang ako, tradee lang ako, or
Caregiver.
nurse lang ako, ganyan. But then there's gonna be a time wherein you're gonna be sick of your employment, and you have to do yourself a favor in order to generate income or wealth, not only for yourself, but you have to think about your next kin, yung mga
Anak mo. Generation.
the next
no?
generation. Ano ba ang pwede mong maipasa sa kanila, di ba?
Can running a business create more stress rather than having a job?
Initially, yes. I would say.
Yeah.
Kasi nag-start ka pa lang eh. But once you get into yung process na naging consistent ka and nakikita mo na yung mga benefits and then yung rewards, you definitely run through different stages sa business naman. And it would be really stressful sa umpisa, especially if you're alone. But then, kapag kumikita ka na and then nakikita mo na yung mga rewards na gusto mo makita, then it would be a fun way of generating an
income and money making. All right, Darwin, if you could change one thing on how Filipinos think about money, what will it be?
Siguro yung being open to talk about money itself. And especially if it's a business that can provide you opportunities long term, and teaching young kids maturuan sila at an early age about how money works and how business works, mga ganun. And also yung investing into assets that can make you money rather than take money out of your pocket.
Yeah, rather than weekly kaltas, no?
Yeah.
Dapat weekly gain.
Yeah.
What should every Filipino family in New Zealand start to learn today if they want to build a long-term wealth?
Dito rin pumapasok yung yung generation natin na parang you study hard, get your diploma or your
Get a good job.
get and then after you graduate, get a good job. But yun yung mindset before. And for us, this generation, and for other Filipinos sana, na especially for other migrants, then we have the responsibility to get ahead and giving that opportunity and trying to teach our young kids na mag-invest. Tama ba? And then trying to teach them about how money works in general would give them a benefit in the future.
They can start like example, diba? Yung iba kasi ina-apply na nila yung mindset na, oh, every time you make your bed, you get $1.
Yes.
And then in 1 week, they get $7.
Correct.
And if they want to buy a toy, that they will be like, oh, that's $5.
You have to work for it.
You have to work for it.
Yeah.
Meron ka na lang $2. Siguro yung mga ganong at early stage, i-expose sila how entrepreneurship or business works.
Yeah. Say sa loob ng bahay, you got a 5-year-old na kaya ng magugas ng plato or kaya na maglinis, di ba?
Yeah.
It's not a bribe, but it's trying to teach them slowly na pwede mo silang pwede kang magkaroon ng allowance or like a bit of a tip. Pag ginawa mo to, ganyan, di ba?
It's not about na parang binibigyan natin sila ng huge responsibility. It's not about that. It's about how they can really earn money and how para magkaroon ka o makakumita ka ng pera, kailangan mo paghirapan. And then kapag nahawak mo na yung pera, that's how you can teach them how to manage that money.
Yeah.
Kasi baka mamaya may nanonood sa atin sabihin, oh, child abuse.
Yeah.
Hindi po yun yung goal.
after you've given your young ones money, then you still need to, it's still your responsibility to teach them on how to use the money wisely, di ba, as a parent.
If someone is interested in buying a business and they don't have any clue kung anong negosyo ba, pero gusto nilang magnegosyo, where should they start?
They should still start on researching. Hindi naman lagi kailangan you have the background, but you do have strong will na gusto ko tong magkaroon ng business na ganito, and I'll just try to learn it along the way, which other cultures are actually doing. Yeah, kasi
yung ibang culture, no, like they are really way ahead sa atin, to be honest.
They buy business based on how can the business benefit them. Merong bibili ng business, wala naman silang experience doon. But then they could still learn along the way, and it could still be profitable, and they could still partner up with someone or hire someone that can operate that business for them. Yeah.
As a business broker, Darwin, for example, I've reached out sa'yo on a day one asking about this business. Hanggang saan mo sila kayang i-guide?
When they're really interested in buying a business, they've inquired initially. From start to end, I will guide them, and even after sale naman eh. So, post-sale ng transaction, i-guide ko pa rin naman sila. So, meaning during the first inquiry, trying to provide the information, and then by the time na mag-make sila ng offer, that's where they get in sa due diligence kasi. There's a lot of conditions that they needed to achieve in order to have that business successfully owned. So, due diligence, finance condition, landlord consent.
And lahat ng yan, papasok ka or andyan ka along the way as a business broker.
Yes, I have to be in line kung anong nangyayari. And we're working alongside other professionals din kasi, say lawyers, solicitors, and other accountants din.
Kasi usually may usapin pa sa renta nung negosyo. So that's where a business broker comes in, no?
Yeah. I'm not actually a passenger sa transaction, so I needed to guide them kung anong nangyayari. There's gonna be a bit of negotiation that is gonna be happening. Obviously, some buyers, they don't really know how to handle yung situation na yun, and that's where I needed to come in just to guide them.
Especially kapag minsan overwhelming yung information and
correct,
they have to sign like a major contract. That's where a business broker comes in. And then you can tell them, slow down, this is what's happening. And then kumbaga parang you become the medium sa kanila para i-discuss or i-explain na mabuti and ma-make sure mo na naintindihan both parties yung condition, no? Darwin, 5 years from now, ano yung gusto mong makita sa mga Filipinos dito sa New Zealand in terms of business?
5 years from now, sana mas maraming Filipino business owners dito sa New Zealand. Not only sa wealth generation, then providing opportunities for other Filipinos to,
Di ako makapag-antay na maging number 1 tayo. Para mas lumaki pa yung market natin dito sa New Zealand.
Hindi naman siya imposibleng maging number 1 tayo. Kasi we're already growing. Nandiyan na tayo. And ang daming sectors and ang daming industries where Filipinos are involved. It's not only healthcare. It's not only education. It's not only retail. We're also good at tech, agri. And
especially agri, no? Kasi sa ever since dyan tayo talaga magaling eh.
Construction, ang daming labor workers. All other industries are tapped in ng mga Filipino. So hindi siya imposibleng mangyari.
Mag number 1 tayo.
Na maging number 1 tayo, and maraming Filipinos involved sa mga businesses din. I'm seeing a lot of Filipinos getting into entrepreneurship. At this stage, there's a lot of startup,
Mhm.
but it's normal.
Mhm.
Everyone needed to start sa ganong level.
Mhm.
And same lang din sa ibang industries din, or kahit sa Pilipinas naman ang daming micro businesses.
Mhm.
And there's stages where you grow until maging small business ka, and then medium to large scale business ka.
I think that's where it all began. You just
Yeah.
really have to start, penetrate the industry,
Yeah.
and learn from there, no?
Yeah.
May negosyo ako, Darwin. Gusto kong ibenta.
Mm.
Would you encourage me o aaralin mo ba muna siya? Would you encourage me to say, go benta mo? Or may mga times din na sasabihin mo sa akin na wag mo nang ibenta to?
Yeah, inaaral muna namin
Mm.
yung status ng business,
Mhm.
current status ng business mo. And normally, if the business isn't profitable enough,
Mhm.
then we have to wait
Mm.
for another year or ilang months mo yan
Mm.
until na maayos mo lahat ng operations mo, until sa maging maayos lahat ng numbers mo
Mhm.
sa business. Yeah. Sometimes hindi naman numbers lang din.
Mm.
Minsan kailangan mong ayusin yung sa employees mo.
Mm. Mm.
Make everything systemized, di ba?
Mhm.
And then minsan sa lease lang din yung rent mo. Kailangan mo lang din pahabain. Mga ganun.
So may mga factor ka pa din na tinitingnan
Yeah.
before ka magsabi na, sure, sige, ibenta natin to. So
Yeah.
hindi lahat ng lalapit na
Yeah.
gustong ibenta.
Kasi kailangan mo rin, say for example, sa operationals ng business mo.
Mhm.
And then nakita ko na mataas yung expenses mo
Mhm.
sa isang part, yung cost of goods mo sa business mo. Then we might need to consider on waiting
Mhm.
and trying to fix that issue muna
Mm.
before we can put it out in the market para mas tumaas yung
No,
value.
para
Yeah.
mas kumita ka pa
Para mas
eventually.
kumita ka
Oo.
by the time na ibebenta mo na yung business. Yeah.
Nabanggit mo, Darwin, yung sa ABC website. Kung may mga Filipino na ready nang bumili ng business or they have the fund to buy the business at nakita nila yung listing, does that mean nakalist yon dahil naaral mo na-study mo na yung analytics ng business and profitable siya?
Yeah, so yes, normally hindi naman siya malilist kung hindi siya profitable or viable yung business.
Mhm.
So every listing naman dun sa website is an opportunity,
Mhm.
you know. Lahat ng businesses has the value,
Mhm.
and for sale siya dahil yun nga, there's a lot of factors nga na pag-usapan natin.
Yeah.
Kanina.
So kapag nakalist siya doon, does that mean approve kay Darwin, kikita to?
Yes.
Darwin, kung merong mga Filipino o mga kasinigang nanonood ngayon na ready nang bumili ng negosyo o handa nang magnegosyo, anong mensahe mo sa kanila?
There's a lot of business kasi na nakalist pa rin sa website namin.
Mhm.
And even if you don't have the experience on that certain business or certain industry, I would suggest na you could still inquire naman dun sa specific listing na yun. Kasi who knows, it's still there's a reason why it's listed dun sa website na yun. We try to study what the background is ng not only the vendor but also the business. And for some, for most, it would still be beneficial sa kanila din. It would always be profitable at the long run naman. So, yeah.
Kasi hindi, like for example, ako nurse, gusto ko mag-business and hindi ako sa sabihin natin na operational masyado, pero parang interesado ako dito kasi na-click ko. Like pag kinlik mo yun kasi ba yung mga details yun,
Yes.
like may narrative ko ano yung negosyo.
Yeah.
And gaya nga ng sabi mo, hindi siya naka-post, hindi naka-list yung business na yun dahil hindi siya profitable. Andun siya dahil it will provide money. It will
Yes.
create money for you.
Yeah.
So explore other businesses kahit hindi siya yung interest mo.
Yeah, other Filipinos need to explore other
Explore.
businesses
Yeah.
din. Kahit wala silang experience.
Malay mo, may talent ka pala talaga dun
Yeah.
sa area na yun, di ba?
Yeah.
Like, dun ka pala talaga. Pero,
Untap pala yung skill na yun
di ba?
for you. Say, for example, cleaning business na yun,
Mm.
pero wala ka naman talagang passion doon.
Mm.
But then you can still ask someone to run it.
Exactly. Ikaw ang magra-run or ikaw mag-hire ka
Yeah.
ng maglilinis.
Or
Kasi
may
baka sabihin mo, di naman ako malinis na tao.
May employees na yun eh,
Oo,
normally.
di ba?
Yeah.
Oo.
Or sometimes if it's listed and hindi kasama yung employees doon,
Mm.
normally it's in a lower level
Mm.
value.
Mm.
And some people take advantage of that
Mm.
if the value is a bit low.
Mm. May isa akong magandang tanong. Darwin, kung may mga Pilipino na nanonood dito ngayon at meron silang 100K New Zealand dollar or less than that, anong negosyo yung tingin mong maisasuggest mo sa kanila dahil on your experience, patok siya?
Ang dami kasi.
Bigyan mo ko ng 3.
Retail
Mhm.
is always gonna be profitable kasi ang dami mong pwedeng ibenta eh.
Mm.
Yeah. So hindi lang siya yung mga purely Filipino groceries.
Mhm.
You can still add up yung mga clothing,
Mm.
mga ganun, or non-food
Mhm.
or frozens,
Mhm.
ganun. Yeah, that's one. Retail. Cafe if you're or hospitality
Mm.
businesses if you're into that. Yeah.
Cafe shop, ma-advise mo ang coffee shop?
Cafe is really tough talaga in
Mm.
general. But then if you do have, the right flow sa
Mhm.
business, it would really be profitable.
Mm. Saka kapag na-establish mo na yung business sa coffee shop or
Yeah.
yung cafe,
Yeah.
maganda yung area.
Yes.
Maganda din talaga ang pasok ng
Yeah,
money
normally
dyan.
location din,
Mm.
but then it would really depend on how
Mm.
you operate din
Mm.
as the owner. Any hospitality is still profitable as long as yung expenses mo is a bit low.
Mm.
Yeah, or controlled.
Mm. Third?
I guess yung childcare talaga take advantage ng ibang mga lahi.
Mhm.
A lot of Filipinos are also involved on ECE, di ba?
Mhm.
Early childhood
Mhm.
education.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we can encourage like kung may background ka or mga teacher.
Yeah, mga
teacher
teachers.
natin, mas alam nila yung background ng
Yeah.
childcare eh. So,
Yeah, actually, ECE is a good opportunity for other Filipinos din. Kasi mas marami ng Filipinos na involved sa ECE,
Mhm.
childhood education. Growing ang New Zealand
Mhm.
when it comes to yung population.
Mhm.
So mas marami rin
Bata.
bata
Mhm.
na kailangan pumasok sa
Mm.
childcare.
Mm.
Obviously, nagge-generate kasi ng income ang childcare depending on how much yung
Mm.
ilan
Oo.
yung tao na nandun.
Oo.
Yeah.
Nice. Ayan, thank you so much Darwin sa time mo. By the way, i-shoutout nga pala natin yung may-ari ng DH Store dito sa Pakuranga. Tama ba, DH Store?
DH Pakuranga Supermarket.
DH Pakuranga Supermarket dahil Filipino na po ang may-ari niyan. By the way, may background ba siya sa... Kasi di ba siya yung isa sa mga natulungan mo makabili ng Asian store, which is yung DH Store Pakuranga.
Yes.
May background ba siya ever since into handling a retail?
Not necessarily retail, but then they had businesses on different industries.
Mhm.
Then I think they're in construction.
Okay.
and
So medyo
like finance.
malayo
Yeah.
talaga sa retail.
They've been trying to find businesses kasi.
Mhm.
They wanted to tap in to businesses na alam nilang may make profit sa kanila or
Mhm.
may make ng income sa kanila.
Mhm.
But then this one landed sa kanila.
Nice. Kasi DH store, usually established na yan. Saka marami silang branch.
Yes.
Diba? So nakaka-proud na isang Pilipino
Yeah.
na walang masyadong background
Yeah.
into retail ang nakakuha. At, well, with the help of Darwin.
Kasi it's more of like the transaction nga, di ba?
Mm.
And wala man silang experience sa retail. But then, nakita ko kasi sa kanila na willing talaga sila to take over yung business.
Mm.
They do have plans sa area na yun to put in ready-to-eat foods, Filipino products.
Nice.
So, ready takeaway foods.
Yeah. So, abangan po natin yan sa mga Pilipino dito sa East Auckland kasi
Yes.
parang mag-merge ngayon yan, no? Asian na may touch ng more of Filipino. So, hindi na natin sigurado. Antabayan natin
Yun
kung
yung
anong
plan
meron. So, Darwin, saan ka ulit nila obrang makita sa mga Pilipino na gustong magnegosyo or gustong magbenta ng negosyo? Saan ka nila obrang makita?
Follow nyo lang ako sa Entrepinoy in NZ sa Facebook or sa ABC website. You can check out my name, Darwin Jokino. check out my listings. And if you're interested in any sort of business, iba't ibang industry, then you can inquire naman sa website. Yeah.
Darwin is the guy, everyone. Kung may interesado sa mga nanonood, kung into business kayo or gusto ninyong magnegosyo, hindi nyo alam kung paano magsimula, kontakin nyo lang si Darwin. Nalagay po namin sa screen yung mga contact or yung mga information or contact details ni Darwin para ma-reach out nyo siya at masimulan natin yung business journey nyo. Mga kasinigang, kung nagustuhan po ninyo ang aming podcast for today, please like and subscribe sa aming YouTube channel. This episode will be out on our Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Full episode will be out on our YouTube and Spotify. And once again, maraming salamat mga kasinigang. Darwin?
Thank you, KL. Thank you, Sinigang.
Yeah, thank you Darwin. Andito rin pala si Eunice. Thank you so much, Eunice, ang stage wife ni Darwin. And of course, Noel. The first Noel. And yun lang mga kasinigang, magbabalik po ang Sinigang Society. Sinigang.
Sinigang.